Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of this weekly workshop that we host. Today we have a topic that is trending, that is AI copywriting. So we're going to discuss about the hows and the what in terms of how to create a personalized copy using AI, using automations, using Clay. So we're going to share our experiences with you today as well. I would like to know your experiences. So, if you have any experience with AI copywriting, if you want to drop it in the chat, that will be really cool to see. All right, so let's begin. Um, you know, last month I was on a sales call with a VP of sales, and he told me my team is spending more writing about selling than actually selling. Probably you have been there. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but this guy has 8 SDRs, and they were spending 3 hours a day each researching leads, crafting personalized messages, and then sending those messages. So that's 24 hours of combined writing time every single day. I mean, it's a lot. We have some comments here in the chat so far. Cloud projects. All right. Cloud is awesome for copywriting. We're gonna discuss about it as well today. All right. You know, I asked this VP, what if I told you we can turn those 3 hours into 15 minutes? And he thought I was bluffing, because there are a lot of time that they were spending on this task and they were seeing the value of that. But after 90 days, their team started sending 4x more personalized average, and actually the reply rate went up. So that's what we're gonna build together today. I'm gonna share with you some tips on how you can create your own AI copywriting for cold email campaigns in this case, but you can use the same process to create copywriting for other channels. So now, since I cannot see you there, I trusting that you are there. Have 15 people in the room, I think. I would love to start by aligning with you. What would be a great outcome for you by the end of this workshop? Write in the chat so I can adjust the session to what you are seeing the most value of it. Maybe it's just understanding how it works. Maybe it's improving your current processes. Maybe it's getting new templates. Whatever. I mean, I'm just keen to know what you're expecting from this workshop, so we can align into this today. Just drop it in the chat. Any comment is fine. We're not judging your comments. I mean, if you are just starting with this, it's fine as well. In the meantime, just a quick intro from my side. I'm David from Automate RevOps. Along with Marcos, we are the founders of Automate RevOps. We are Clay Advanced Artisans partners, and we're helping a lot of B2B teams generating more pipeline, increase the velocity, and stop spending a lot of hours of the SDRs on copywriting. Anyways, we have some comments here in the chat. So Andy says, understanding how to implement basic constraints required to achieve consistency and avoid slow. All right, we're gonna review some basics about copywriting as well. Awesome. Yuri says, magic strategies to craft perfect emails in cloud. Okay, there's no magic in here. There's only automation and AI. So we're gonna discuss about how you can create like some magical moves, or at least behave as a magician, because a good magician never reveals their tricks, but always amaze their audiences, and we want to do that. Alejandro says, watching them doing like a short workshop, so we actually participate. Yeah. Today we're gonna work together. I mean, we're gonna build a case study, use case together. So I'm gonna share some basics about what is this AI copywriting model looks like, what are the possibilities out here, and then we're gonna build this AI copywriting. Audiences, building the process end to end. All right, we're gonna do that. Producing quality content that isn't basic or dumb personalization. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we can discuss about dumb personalization and how to avoid it. Sebastiano says improving my process, best practices, ideas for what type of data and where to look when creating copies. All right. Sure. Researching data is one of the key steps there when you are copywriting. So we're gonna show you some ways. So we are aligned today. I feel like we can provide you a lot of value. Um, so have more questions for you. But this is just for thinking out loud. Have you ever wished you had more time to create better copy? If you have, I mean, we all have been there. The idea here is that you can use automations and AI to recover that time and invest into creating the system that will create those copies for you. So the call images you were sending were too generic. If that's the case, adding a layer of personalization will help you stand out of the crowd and as well complain about the time your reps are spending writing. I mean, like the VP of sales that I told you before. If you are there, probably you will get a lot of value of this workshop. So you're in the correct place today. As I told you, with Mark, we're the founders of RevOps. We have been helping a lot of companies into increasing their pipeline. We have a huge community of people that are following us through LinkedIn, through our newsletter, as well our Slack community. If you want to join our Slack community, I think this is the correct link. Have a link in the screen that you can click and apply to be part of the Slack community. As well, we are hosting these workshops that are providing a lot of value to the audience. We are covering different topics. We have been discussing about qualification, about enrichment for social media, how to create LinkedIn messages, and so on. We have another message here in the chat, Rich telling that he data enrichment strategies for large number of accounts and our contacts. Sure. I mean, Clay is built for that. It's built for enriching at scale. So we're going to create a workflow that you will be able to run in at scale. So the same process that you create for one copy, and we're going to invest like 30 minutes probably, you could replicate it and start creating copy for your whole time. So that's a great benefit of that. Anyways, my promise for you today is that you're gonna leave this workshop with a proven framework to create AI personalized copy, and I'm gonna share as well a template that you can use for AI copywriting. So the main issue that we're solving today is that the problem is not your copies, it's your systems. So we have been seeing a lot of teams that are, I mean, probably are spending too much time on personalization, or they are not spending any time at all because they don't have time to spend on personalization. So they are doing like these templatized copies. And that's fine. But today you have the capability to use AI and automations to be able to deploy at scale a campaign with 100% personalized copies. So if that's achievable with a low cost, why are you not doing that? I mean, probably you should. So that's why you are here. 70% of the cold emails get ignored because of lack of relevance, and that's probably what we're seeing across many industries. And we're going to discuss today why relevancy is really important. Because, as the screen is saying, it's one of the three pillars of copywriting. First of all, you need to catch the attention of your leads. If you are not sending anything disruptive, anything that will catch their attention, they won't read the full email. So if you're talking about cold emails, you have the subject line to catch their attention. You have also the first line to do that. So you have really few opportunities to be able to stand out of the crowd because all the people that you are targeting probably are receiving a lot of emails or a lot of messages from your competitors right now. And since their main box, the inbox, it's really full, they will only pay the attention to the ones that are relevant for them. So attention is the first pillar of what you need to focus on when you're creating a new copy. The second one is relevancy. So if the topic that you are discussing with that person is not relevant for them, even if you catch their attention because it says something like free money, um, anything that can be that you can send, then if the topic that you're talking after the uh, attention catcher, won't be important for them and they will skip your message. So you also need to build something relevant for them. And the third part is that you should provide value. Provide value from is one of our core fundamentals ideas in our company. And we think that we all should do that. I mean, if we need to increase the trust of the market, of your TAM, of your ICPs in your brand, you should add more value to the market. And how you can do that? First of all, understanding what is valuable for the market and then providing that value for free or for a cheap cost. So if they don't know you, the first thing that they will think about you is that, okay, this guy has so much value that he's also providing some value upfront for free. So imagine what he can provide for me if this is just a free value that he is providing. So you can start nurturing leads, you can start, engaging with leads and catch their attention just by adding them value. So if you understand these three corner steps, then you can apply those ideas into the three steps to create great copies. First step, research. Who are you writing to? I mean, what are your leads? What are the job positions? Where are located? Um, for what company they're working for? What are their main concerns? What are the things that don't let them sleep at night? So you need to know all that because then you need to show them an offer. And the offer should match the correct solution, case studies, social proof, whatever that you can share to them that will increase the relevancy of the message that you're sending. And after combining, I mean, grabbing all the, let's say, lead magnets, all the case studies, all the things that you want to merge together into the message, only then you will be able to create the message and send that message. So first of all, we need to focus on the research part, then on the grabbing all the assets, and finally just creating the copy. And why are we spending so much time on this? Because numbers don't lie. First of all, if you're spending 2 hours on researching leads compared to spending just 3 seconds, you are recovering a lot of time just by automating and using AI for that. Also, you can decrease the amount of time that you are spending into crafting the emails, and lastly, you can increase the conversion rate. So you will see a direct ROI of this because just because you can increase the meeting conversion rate, let's say, or just because you can decrease the amount of time that you're spending on this and maintaining the same values. So if you are interested into this, let me share with you what we always said in this workshop. That is, if you are spending 20% of your time doing this actions that actually are generating leads, why not spending 80% of the time? So that's kind of the main idea here on why to apply automations. So going into AI copywriting, there are three ways of doing this, and there's a mix of them all. The first one is using the information that you have to create templated, but with low personalization messages. For instance, you are sending, hi, and you have the name of that person. So you can replace that placeholder with a name that you can get from any data source. It can be Prospeo, it can be LinkedIn, it can be Apify, it can be whatever. So you can get the data and you can use it to create the copy. That's what most of the companies are doing. And it's not personalized. I mean, it's personalized, but it's just like not so much. And when you're seeing these emails, you'll notice that even in some cases, they don't even take the time to normalize the name of the company, of the name of the person. So you're gonna see something like, for instance, my company name is ADN Digital LLC. So they're gonna send me a message like, "Hey, I know that you're working for ADN Digital LLC." I mean, nobody t cares about the LLC, you know. So that's why you need to normalize data. The second way of doing that is using medium personalization. That means that you can use AI to create variables like an icebreaker, or like a subject line, or like a value proposition. So you're going to replace that in the full template with different parts, different placeholders that you're going to replace with AI generated variables or with formula generated variables. So we're going to show you today how you do that as well. And these second options balance the quality and the control because you can have control over the template on all of the words that you are naming in there, but you can also increase the quality by personalizations of certain parts of the email. And the last way of doing that is fully AI writing messages. So in this case, you feed an AI with the whole prompt of all the information that you have from that lead and all the information that you want to provide to that lead. I mean, the case studies, um, lead magnets, offers, whatever. And the AI will craft a full message for you so you can insert it into a sequencer. So how it looks like into sending a message into a sequencer. So let's say I'm using Smartlead for that. I will create a sequence. First email would be something like that, the first method. So I just replace the first name, I replace the company name, and all the things that are right here are templates. So yeah, it's going to be the same for everybody. Second way, you will replace like data that you can enrich or can be processed in a certain way. So for instance, I noticed you're following Smartly on LinkedIn. We have agencies like company name, scale, and you can add here a value proposition that's going to be 100% personalized to that company. Then I created this lead magnet that you choose among all the lead magnets that you built, or a team member that's a list of all the people that are working for the same company, and you drop name another one that's working for the same company. From department might find this valuable too. Want to share it. So in this way, it's a medium personalization. I mean, it's better than just personalizing only the name, but you just need to take in mind that you don't need to personalize everything. In some cases, this is the best way to do it because if you are using fully AI written messages, they will seem each message will be different, but different doesn't mean it's better. So if you want to create something really, really personalized, like a follow-up message for someone that you have been in touch before, that's when creating a fully AI writing message is really powerful. And then you have like middle term situations in which you need to assess which one is better. Okay, so probably you're wondering what are your competitors doing? If they are doing this, probably they are getting more pipeline, they're higher conversion rates, and they're doing this. I mean, with the same team, they're achieving more revenue. So today we're gonna discuss about. I'm gonna show you how you can create that. So you can personalize and scale your emails, you can increase conversion rates, you can decrease the time that you are spending into creating those emails. So in order to do this, we're going to follow these 3 steps. First of all, I'm going to grab a list of leads. I'm going to research for their information and their company information. Then we're going to match the correct case study and then and the correct offer. And then we're going to create 100% AI personalized email using Claude. So as you see here, we're going to use many tools to do that. So that's why you need a tool to orchestrate all that, and that is Clay. Clay will help you to integrate all your tech stack into one platform so you can manage all of them together with your own setup. So let's go into the demo today. So first action, we have a list of leads. I prepare a list of leads here. So all these people are working for companies in the Miami area. They are CEOs, and founders as well. So we have a list of 4,500 leads. And what we need to do, first of all, is to research their leads. So if you're using the Find People feature in Clay, you will get a data set like this one, in which you have the name, you have last name, the location, you have the company name, job title, and the LinkedIn URL. But you don't know if the size of the company, what is the size of the company? You don't know either um, which offer the company has. Of course, if you create the filters, you can add that to the filters, but you cannot differentiate that if you are creating like a large list. As well, you don't know what is written in their company page. You don't know the offer. So a lot of data that you are missing to create something personalized. So first of all, we need to get information about those leads. So what we usually do is we use Prospeo enrichment. This one is find work email and reach person from LinkedIn, because this one will also give you their email, their LinkedIn profile information, and their company LinkedIn information. So you can use all these three data sets, their email, LinkedIn profile, and company, to create something powerful, as well to qualify leads. In this case, we're going to assume that all those leads are qualified. If you are interested into qualification processes, we have another workshop like 2 weeks ago that we discussed about how to qualify leads. Okay, so when you create this new column, you can create your own, you can use your create credits, or you can connect your own Prospeo API key. So if you have a Prospeo account, you can use their tokens instead of click credits, and that's going to be way cheaper for you. Anyways, it will match also the LinkedIn profile. So you just need to click on continue and save and run for 10 rows. If this is the first time that you're seeing Clay in action, first of all, you notice that all these columns are kind of fixed, and this one is an enrichment column. So you're gonna get like a data set. In this case, all these data sets are in JSON format of all the data that Prospeo has in the database or has created for you to use in this workflow. So you have, like I told you, in this case, we have the email of that person. We have the work experience, previous work experience. We have languages that they speak, how many months they have been working for that company. That's really useful. Then you have the email. If they find the email, they'll give you the email. You have the company data. So in this case, you have the description of the company, location of the company. So we can use that to craft a copy. So if you're interested into seeing any of those records in the cell, in the table, you just need to click on add as a column, and you're gonna create new columns here that you can review and check quite easily. Just like that, it's like a spreadsheet. So anyways, what we need here, first of all, let's recap here that so far, just by doing that, you are able to scrape all those leads in probably just a few seconds. Let's run for another batch here for, say, 300 rows, starting from row 11. So you are scrolling LinkedIn profiles manually. This replaces. You are getting the company data. Maybe you're not researching the company website, but we can do that as well using the agent. And now we want to scrape their recent post. So if you want to do that, the tool that we use to do that is Apify. So we have LinkedIn posts. We have set up um, this template in Apify, but if you want to use it, you just need to go to Apify and find for the enrichment that will return you their profile post. And then grab the input data, like the JSON from the Apify actor, and paste it in here and replace the username with their LinkedIn profile. Connect your Apify account, and you will be able to use this to scrape their recent posts. So let's try it for 10 rows here. And let's review what we get so far. In this case, we are going to be interested into knowing we have the job title here. We would like to know the summary of that person. We would like to know the headline. We would like to know as well if we have an email. That'll be really interesting to use. So I'm gonna create some columns here. All right. As we spoke, Apify ran the actor, and now we are getting their recent LinkedIn post. So we get if um, if they post, of course, we get their text of their recent post. We get also the linking URL of that LinkedIn post. We also can know if it was a repost or it was a regular post. We can also know the stats of those posts. Let's say they're getting a lot of likes. Oh, so that might be a popular guy. I don't know. Anyways, we can use that content to craft something personalized. So you can mention what he had posted recently to craft the copy. Now, all those things are combined right here in this table. So let's then move to the second step. That is tier and segment leads because we don't want to send the same message to everybody. I have a question here in the chat. Does Clay not have a native content enrichment capability? So Clay do have that, but actually the most powerful feature in Clay is that Clay has native integration with more than 150 enrichment tools. So Prospeo is one of those, and you can use your own Clay trace to run any of those enrichments. So if you want to create like a waterfall to find the work emails, you just need to write work emails, and you can create a waterfall with different data providers to find the work email of any need. Anyway, this is really powerful, but today's topic is about AI copywriting, so I'm gonna stop here and continue with the presentation. So next step will be to segment leads if they are SMBs or enterprise. So we need to know the size of the company. So if we go here to the company, we can know the size here and we can map it here. So now we can focus on, let's say, the companies that have above 200, I would say. So if you like to filter them down, there are two ways of doing that. One way would be to use just a filter here. So you can create your own filter, and the filter should say something like contain any of, and then 201 can be 500, I think 501. And those numbers will represent the kind of the limits here. So now we're targeting people that are founders or CEOs of bigger companies. Okay, so for those, we can now create anything as an enrichment. And if we don't turn on the table to run the enrichment on the whole, and let's turn off the table, as if it is the first time that you are seeing Clay tables have like an energy um, an energy toggle in which you can turn on all the enrichment columns in the table, so it can run automatically every time you add a new row at the end of the table. If you turn it off, you will have control over when you want to run it. In this case, we're just starting to create a new workflow, so we always recommend to turn off until you're satisfied with the result, and then turn on when you want to keep it running at scale or automatically. Have another. Oh, okay, so all right, Alejandro. Hope that was useful. Okay, so now let's say I want to create a different message if the company is a bigger company. So I can create like a formula here to say something like output. I'll say SMB if we have here size contains any of the following numbers. We have 10, 11, maybe 50. Let's check out the result, and this will generate for you a JavaScript formula. So if you don't know how to code, that may be a good way. Okay, so it's not. Maybe it's not content. Is one 11. I think this is the way it's noted. 1150. Maybe it's not without the space. You need to have patience to be able to iterate what you're building every time in Clay. But this make it really easy because you can have the results quite fast. I don't know why it's Clay. Every time I say Clay is fast, it takes more time. Anyways, sorry. Else print mid market. I forgot to put that part. That is really important. So here we have mid market companies. The other ones might be SMBs. So let's check out on 10. All right, seems fine. Maybe we can add another one. 51 to 200. I think that's the limit there. Anyways, now, as you can see here, all these companies are tagged as mid-market, and we can use that as a qualification process, really fast qualification process, but just in terms of feeding the AI to know who they are addressing to. Now, we want to match case studies, lead magnets, so we can use the correct also template to write the message. So first of all, I'm gonna share with you this document. This is a template. Sorry, it's a template list that we grab from different copywriters, columnist copywriters. We have it available if you want to get it. I can share the link here with you as well in the chat. The idea here is that let's say you want to use any of those templates. We can select one template to personalize and use it, for instance, to write. Oh, I'm not sharing that screen. Let me share that. Sorry, here we are. So this is a list of templates I was telling you, and we have different templates for different use cases. In this case, let's say I want to use this one. So I can use this one to feed the AI. Take in mind that every time you are delegating a task to the AI, if you're not really precise on the terms of the output that you expect, really precise on the data that you want to process, it will get delusional. So you need, I will recommend you also to always use like a template to craft AI messages, just to feed it to the AI. Doesn't mean that we want to create uh, that template just like that with the same exact words, but it's going to change some part of the template to make it different, but it's going to use the same structure. So that's what you will need in this case. So let's grab this template. Every time you create a new campaign, we always suggest you to create a new table, a blank table. In this table, let's call it campaign management. And in this table, you should be able to add every specific things that you want to use for each campaign. So this might be our first campaign. So let's call campaign 01. And then let's add some parameters here. Company name. So our company is called Automated RevOps. So we also have like the sender name. Right. We can also set up here the template structure, and we can use it to feed the AI layer. I'm gonna show you how. So the idea here is that you can grab all the resources that you have and use it to feed the AI. So I'm gonna share with you as well. For instance, we have another database of our case studies. So you can build your own. In this case, we have some case studies here with the correct tier that we recommend to use, the exact case study here. So if we want to use any of those case studies for the email, we can just grab it from that database. Now we can also grab the template from that database. How? You can go back into the find people table. Let's say those leads are qualified. We have their recent LinkedIn posts. They are all mid-market. We also know their company description. We also know the summary, job title, and for some of them, we have their emails. So now let's use this lookup for multiple rows feature. This feature is really powerful because it will let you give you the opportunity to connect different tables. So in this case, I want to grab all the case studies. So I just need to match the table name, that is case studies. You can create your own table with your case studies, with your lead magnets, with whatever variable that you want to share with the reader of that email, and then grab it by connecting the tables. In this case, we're gonna look for, I think it's type. You should all, I mean, for all the rows that you want to grab it, have something fixed, like in this case, case study. So we're going to use case study in the column type to parse the lookup. So type equals case study. And if we run it, this is a free enrichment as well. You will be able to grab all the case studies here. So you're going to have a list of case studies that you can feed the AI later. The next things that we're going to do is grab the campaign management data. So you can do the same, but in this case, we're going to use the lookup for single row. Lookup for single row, difference with the multiple rows will only provide you one record. So campaign management, we have ID, should be tier 1. And now you can have in this table as well available to use all the records from that campaign management. All right, so we have the template structure, we have the company name, we have the sender name. Now, if we want to process the template that we just get from that structure, we need to build that relevance first line, poke the beer question, and helping companies like case study, achieve outcome in time frame without no rotten thing. So this is the message that we want to create. In this case, first of all, I would suggest you to use ChatGPT, OpenAI LLM model, to first of all grab the correct case study depending on the profile. If you are able to separate each task into mini task or a smaller task, you will increase the accuracy of your prompts. So in this case, it's gonna need to use AI column, and here you can describe something like read the profile of this lead, and then you can grab the profile here, and then all these case studies, uh, all the case studies from this list. And you have here the case studies. I just grab them all and select the best case study to mention to them in a first email copy. Return me the whole JSON dataset of that case study. So now if I click on generate, Clay will run this prompt and will generate you a better prompt. So it's quite amazing how they create like this mamushka of prompts to creating prompts to creating prompts and so on. That is really useful because with just a few words, you were able to create a new prompt. So you can check out here the results. Some cases, this feature won't work as you expected, so you need to be aware of that, and you can rerun the prompt as well. In this case, for instance, it has selected the use case web research, and since we don't want a web research because we have all the data in here, I mean, I don't need a web research, so I just need to run it again. I can describe something like, don't research search the web, just analyze what I provided to you here. So now it should rerun the prompt and it will create like a different prompt here to run. Now it's you say, so I'm more confident that this will be a good prompt. Anyways, you're gonna see here that it selects also the model GPT-4.1 that's really cheap. Um, Although I would change it to GPT-4.1 mini, probably that's even cheaper. And you have here the full prompt with instructions. I always recommend our clients to review that, test them, get some results, and then just validate that. In this case, I'm just gonna run this so you can check out the results. And this AI will analyze all the information about the lead, all the information about the case studies, and will return you the case study that's more suitable for that lead. So let's wait a bit until it's finished working. Do you have any questions in the meantime? If you have, just drop it in the chat. We can address them um, in the time that we have right now, or at the end of the workshop as well. Okay, so now that is processing this case study and is selecting the best case study, we can do the same for lead magnets if you like. We can create the full AI message. So we have their recent LinkedIn post, we have their profile, and we have the best case study that is running. It's taking so long, I don't know why. All right. Anyways, we can start doing that by creating a new use AI column here. In this case, we're gonna create a fully AI writing message. But take in mind that, as I told you before, most of the cases, you don't need to create a fully AI message, but just create the placeholders to make it like use the same structure, but change some placeholders like the icebreaker. Um, Subject line can also be customized. Um, some parts of the copy, like a PS, can also be important to customize, but not always is needed to customize all the message. Anyways, in this case, I'm gonna write something like create me the first email of a cold email sequence using this template as reference, and you map the template here. Then you grab it from the lookup for single row template structure. This email will be sent to we have here full name from, and you can also grab your name. In this case, that's gonna be in this file that is sender name. This is still processing. This is really weird. I'm gonna need to reprocess that again later. But anyways, from sender name, um, this is, then you grab your full name, LinkedIn profile, and these are their recent posts. We have here the posts as well. What else do we have here? To use the case studies. Also, we have the best possible case study to mention in the copy, here, and you grab here the best case study. The output should be the JSON file with the subject line and the body of the email. You can only use the information provided. You can also add something like, in this case, when you are creating this campaign management, you can also add their details about your offer, about what to chat with them. So in this case, I'm just writing here, but you can add it in the campaign management to fit it in the prompt. So, my offer is a coaching program to help you achieve mastery in Clay. All right, so now I can wait until the prompt finally create this prompt. for us, so we can create the copy for that. As you can see here, it is GPT-4.1. For what we have been testing, GPT-5 mini is really good. GPT-5 is also good. And in terms of Claude, um, Claude 3, 3.7 Sonnet is really good. And yeah, also we have been using 4.5 Sonnet, but it's more expensive. Let's try this one so you can check out the type of result that you can get. First of all, we will need to save and don't run and check out why this column is not working, because this should. It seems like something is off with the Clay column. So let's check it out. Let's change it to uh 5 mini. Let's rerun this rows. Quite weird. That's not working. Have some questions in the chat. Yeah, this is being recorded. We're gonna share the recording after the session. Um, Another question: which Apify actor do you use, if possible? Thanks. So if you go to Apify, you can get it. Let's check it out in the meantime. Started here. So you have this actor that's called LinkedIn Profile Post Script or no cookies. Then I'm gonna charge you $5 per 1,000 results. It's really effective. It's cheap as well. So that will also give you the possibility to scrape um, not only your list post, but your own. So you can also be able to monitor who's reacting to your post. But that's something for another workshop we can discuss later. Anyways, going back here now, we do have the full case study. All right. We have here a column with plot sonnet. This one didn't run because we didn't run this actor, but anyways, let's run it. We have 5 of them. And let's run 10 rows here so you can check out the results. As you can see here, we built this in 20 minutes, maybe, I don't know, half an hour tops. Of course, this is not something really push. This is not something that's ready to send messages right away. You need to check the results. You need to be able to assess if the quality is correct with you. You need to fine tune the prompts until you do it. But as you can see here, I could get a first result here. So you can keep tweaking it and improving it to get your tone. You can fit to the prompt lead magnets. You can fit to the prompt your offers. You can fit to the prompt any data that are coming from the leads. So you can craft those personalized messages. Let's check out some of them. This one says something like Anthony, Clear automation for long bot lead generation. Hey, I mean, this is too long for a subject line. We always recommend to have short subject line with lowercase, probably 2 or 3 words long. So you can feed that to a prompt as well to increase the effectivity, I mean, the quality of the subject line. And now the email, it's, hey, Anthony, saw your recent post about retail leadership, team momentum, and your return to day-to-day operations at Long Depot. Are you looking to scale lead generation without the amount of sourcing bottlenecks? We are helping companies like Kindle achieve fully automated evergreen and so on. Recently worked with the GTM to build Clay power systems. Would that be something you are looking to solve as well? So this is something that is 100% personalized, as you see. Means taking the same case study though. In this case, we're using, yeah, we're not mentioning the case study here. As you can see, each email is really quite different. Here we have another case study. Here's the same one. But the AI is selecting the best case study for each, and it's gonna use it to craft the full emails. So this is how you can start doing your own process. Of course, like I told you, this is a process that needs to be tweaked to fine tune. but you can do it by just going into the prompts and improve here the quality of the prompt by giving more examples, providing them more feedback, providing the offers and anything else that you want to add to it. So going back into what we have done so far, we have been able to automate the research, steering, orchestrate all the systems, tools to create those copies. If we run all those columns, we'll be able to run and create 3,000 personalized emails, like probably 5 minutes. So you will be able to stand out from the crowd for sure. So if you like to start deploying this system, we're gonna send you this template. We're gonna send you the recording and presentation today. Set up your first AI copywriting workflow. Run your first personalized emails. Let us know how it goes. Join us Slack community. I'm gonna send you the link as well. Probably have it there. Or okay, I'm gonna send you later. And then, of course, you have two paths. You can do it. Uh, I mean, keep doing what you're doing, or you can start implementing this. I'm gonna suggest you to go and implement this because if you are here, probably you are interested in implementing this. So if you are and you want our help in that process, we can book a strategy session with you to understand what you're currently doing, how to save that time that you are currently spending into copywriting, into qualification, into many things, and increasing the time that your reps are spending on actual tasks that are generating value to your audience, like creating new lead magnets, creating more reports to send, creating videos, creating things that are valuable for the audience, being able to assess if the messages are um, personalized in the way that you need it to, assessing if the campaigns are running fine, so you can use that, managing the conversations with the correct timing, and so on. So, any questions so far? Did this satisfies your needs in the beginning? We were able to create this system. We covered the basics about AI copywriting. We also talked about what could limit the system, how you can enrich data and get the data to use it to feed the AI to create a copy. As well, we discussed about the difference between some models. We're going to share that template with you. So I think we cover everything, but what's your thoughts? You have any question? Oh, Sebastian, I have a question here. Do you ever use the document context with it? Sure, we have used that. We have like a huge qualification document that we use for qualification. We have another huge copywriting document that we use for LinkedIn messages, another one for newslettering. We have another one for cold emails. Document context is really useful if you can do it. I mean, if you have a document to share with the AI, it will for sure increase the quality of the results. What do you have in mind, Sebastiano? What are you using it for, or what are you planning to use it for? Amar, thank you so much. Okay, this is the next level. Okay, thank you, Amar. Thank you for being here as well. We really appreciate that you are staying here. I'm gonna share here. Sorry, let me grab the invitation link for Slack. And I'm gonna drop it in the chat as well. I'm gonna change the one that we have in the bottom and show it here. So join our Slack community if you want to maintain in touch. I'm happy to have a conversation there with you. Should we add more context about our offer or the behavior of our target audience? For sure. I mean, everything that's gonna be useful for you to craft something more relevant for the audience, offer something more, can be more valuable for them. If you can fit it into the AI, that will give you better results. Would that work or take up too many tokens with the AI business? Okay, we didn't cover that, but that's a great question. What's the cost of running this? So let me show you. Let's go back into the shared screen. So to select the best case study, since we use a rich chip model, costs us 0.005. So that's half cent per lead. And then for crafting the personalized email, that's 5 cents, 6 cents. In this case, we're using an expensive model that is Claude 4.5. So we can also change it to, let's run it for
some of them with GPT Mini, which is also good. I mean, it's not as good as Claude in this case, but it's faster and can provide you good results if you want to run a campaign at scale. So you want to take that in mind that, of course, what is the size of your audience to assess that. Sebastiana was thinking of using it for content like the examples you listed, but wasn't doing how to use it. Uh, what are the recommendations? Okay, if you just need to use it, you just go here and just add the document here. And it's quite easy, but you need to have like a really relevant document to share. So now the cost decreased to half cent, so it's 10x cheaper. Recommendations would include links or attachments. Minutes. Okay, so don't do that in the first email unless you're using any provider that will allow you to do that. Like for instance, Mendoza have just released that feature. Too bad more people weren't here to listen. This was exactly what I want to see, by the way. All right, happy to hear that. Should we feed in the next prompt like you used the email Capital? Yeah, you should. I mean, you can rewatch the what we've seen so far, and you can apply the same step by step here. I hope you get a lot of value. See you next time. It was a pleasure to be here sharing that with you. Bye bye.